And welcome to La Rosa Reads. I'm Denise La Rosa, and today I am sharing my birthday month reading plans with all of you book lovers. Let's talk books. So I like mixing things up a bit here over at La Rosa Reads. It just keeps things flowing. I am at a little over 2 years on BookTube, which is so hard to believe. And I'm on this reading journey where I want to stretch myself and try doing things a little bit differently each and every month. So for my birthday month this year, I have 2 projects that I'm working on. These books that are on my TBR are very intentional, and you will be seeing videos featuring each of them here shortly. I'm wondering if you can guess what I'll be up to by the books that I share. We shall see. I plan to read How to Fail at Flirting by Denise Williams. Denise Williams is an author that I am aware of. I know of her. I've seen her covers for her books all around social media, but I have never picked up one of her books to read for myself until now. I am super excited to read this romance novel and get in my romance era. When her flailing department lands on the university's chopping block, Professor Nia Turner's friends convince her to shed her frumpy cardigan for an evening on the town. For one night, her focus will stray from her demanding job and she'll tackle a new kind of to-do list. When she meets a charming stranger in town on business, he presents the perfect opportunity to check off the items on her list. Let the guy buy her a drink. Check. Try something new. Check. A no strings attached hookup? Check. Almost. Jake makes her laugh and challenges Nia to rebuild her confidence, which has been left toppled by her abusive ex-boyfriend. Soon she's flirting with the chance at a more serious romantic relationship, except nothing can be that easy. The complicated strings attached to her dating Jake might destroy her career, and Nia has 2 options. She can protect her professional reputation and return to her old life, or she can flirt with the unknown and stay with the person who makes her feel like she's finally living again. Woo! I am here for How to Fail at Flirting. Shifting gears to a more somber read, yet a very important read nonetheless, is this book titled Dear Denise, Letters to the Sister I Never Knew. This is a book written by the sibling Lisa McNair. And this young woman, this young little girl that you see on the cover, was unfortunately a victim, one of the victims from the church bombing many years ago in Alabama. Lisa McNair was born in 1964, 1 year after her older sister Denise was murdered in the bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama. Dear Denise is a collection of 40 letters from Lisa addressed to the sister she never knew, but in whose shadow of sacrifice and lost youth she was raised. These letters offer an intimate look into the life of a family touched by one of the most heinous tragedies of the civil rights movement. Written from the heart and with unflinching honesty, Lisa's letters apprise her late sister of all that has come to pass in the years since her death. Lisa considers her own challenges and accomplishments as a student in remarkably different and very racially complex schools, the birth of their baby sister Kim, their father's election to the Alabama legislature, her evolving sense of faith and place, and sometimes lack thereof, within the Black church, her college experiences, and her own sense of self as she's matured into adulthood. She reveals some of the family's difficulties and health challenges and shares some of the joys and celebrations. I am just so moved already by reading the synopsis. This is perhaps one of the most important books I have read in recent years. I'm looking forward to reading Dear Denise, Letters to the Sister I Never Knew. And next, we have a book that's been collecting dust on my TBR, my Goodreads TBR, not actually on my shelves, because this is another library checkout. I'm super excited to share that the library's been helping me save some coins. This book is titled Everything is Not Enough. This colorful, dynamic book cover just lured me in such a long time ago, it feels. But I always say that. And then when I check the copyright, I'm like, oh, it was just released recently. But nonetheless, I'm excited to read this book in March. And there is a very intentional reason why I'm doing just that. So we have Kimmy, who is married to Tobias, and they are having some marital issues in Sweden. We have another character, Brittany, who is dealing with some marital issues as well. And then we have Yasmin, also in Sweden, who carves out her own small corner of the world, finding love in the arms of someone lovely. But when someone from her past forces Yasmin to become a caretaker before she's ready, she must confront and move beyond her teenage history, all while pursuing her dreams of becoming a makeup artist. Okay, I don't know, you guys, but at the very end of the synopsis, it states, follow the loosely intertwined and messy lives of Kimmy, Brittany, and Yasmin as they interrogate themes of place, prejudice, and patriarchy in Europe. Okay, this book is renowned. People are loving it, celebrating it. I hope I can be one of those people as well. And then we have the incomparable Elizabeth Acevedo with her first ever non-YA book, and it is titled Family Lore. And this book has been on my radar ever since I heard that she was fixing to write an adult novel, and that was a while ago. The book was released last summer. I am late picking this book up, but that doesn't mean that I'm not excited. So I've read Elizabeth's 3 prior novels with The Fire on High, The Poet X, Clap When You Land, and I'm just swept away by her lyrical prose. Her exquisite writing is just beyond words, pun intended. She really takes you on a journey that just feels like you're not even on your feet, and you just feel so swept away. And I'm hoping we'll have the same vibes with her first adult novel. Fleur has a gift. She can predict to the day when someone will die. Okay. So when she decides she wants a living wake, a party to bring her family and community together to celebrate the long life she's led, her sisters are surprised. Has Fleur foreseen her own death or someone else's? Does she have other motives? She refuses to tell her sisters, but Fleur isn't the only person with secrets. Her sisters are hiding things too. And the next generation, cousins Ona and Yadi, face tumult of their own. Spanning the 3 days prior to the wake, Family Lore traces the lives of each of the Marte women, weaving together past and present, Santo Domingo and New York City, told with Elizabeth Acevedo's inimitable voice. Oh, this is an indelible portrait of sisters and cousins, aunts and nieces, one family's journey through their history, helping them better navigate all that is to come. I've heard mixed reviews about this, but I'm willing to give Elizabeth a go. Next is a 2024 release that I chose to read because I received an email from Penguin Random House saying that all Pisces folks should read this book. It matches their vibe. The verdict is out, y'all. We shall see. Or is the verdict out after I read it? I don't know. The point is, I'm talking about The Djinn Waits 100 Years. This is a novel by an author whom I know absolutely nothing about. But this book, between me being a Pisces and told that Pisces will love it, and just reading the synopsis a while ago and hearing about it, I thought, this might be just for me. Akbar was once a grand estate off the coast of South Africa. Now, nearly a century since it was built, it stands in ruins, an isolated boarding house for misfits seeking to forget their past and disappear into the mansion's dark corridors. Until Sana. She and her father are the latest of Akbar Manzil's long list of tenants, in search of a new home after suffering a painful loss. Unlike the others, who choose not to look too closely at the mansion's unsettling qualities, Sana is curious and questioning and finds herself irresistibly drawn to the history of the mansion. Will curiosity kill this cat? To the eerie and forgotten East Wing, home to a clutter of broken and abandoned objects, and to the locked door at its end, unopened for a century. Behind the door is a bedroom frozen in time with faded photographs of a couple in love and a worn diary that whispers of a dark past. The long-forgotten story of a young woman named Mina who died there tragically 100 years ago. Watching Sana from the room's shadows is a grieving Djinn, a mournful spirit who once loved Mina and has haunted the mansion since her mysterious death. Obsessed with Mina's story and unaware of the creature that follows her, Sana digs into the past like fingers into a wound, awakening the memories of the house itself and dredging up old and terrible secrets that will change the lives of everyone, living and dead. Ooh, sublime and heart-wrenching describes this book. I'm intrigued already. The next book has been on my physical TBR for a while now. I purchased it at a library book sale, and my goodness, I am smiling because within the title is my grandmother's name, my maternal grandmother, Hattie, and that's honestly what drew me to the book. Coincidentally, this also works out for the Buzzwordathon Word of the Month, which is having a character's name within the title. So, here we go. The 12 Tribes of Hattie. This was an Oprah's Book Club selection. It's actually one that I hadn't read up until now, so I am curious to know what it's about. I read the synopsis a while ago. Quite frankly, I forget most of it, so let me read it here with all of you. A debut of extraordinary distinction. Through the trials of one unforgettable family, Ayanna Mathis tells the story of the children of the Great Migration. I love that. I just love reading about the Great Migration. A story of love and bitterness and the promise of a new America. In 1923, 15-year-old Hattie Shepherd flees Georgia and settles in Philadelphia, hoping for a chance at a better life. Instead, she marries a man who will bring her nothing but disappointment and watches helplessly as her firstborn twins succumb to an illness a few pennies could have prevented. Hattie gives birth to 9 more children. Okay, well, she was disappointed with that man, but couldn't have been so disappointed she had 9 more children. But I digress. So, Hattie gives birth to 9 more children whom she raises with grit and mettle and not an ounce of the tenderness they crave. Hattie, what happened, boo? Okay, this Hattie ain't my Hattie, because my Hattie was nothing but a love bug. But, moving on, she vows to prepare them for the calamitous difficulty they are sure to face in their lives to meet a world that will not love them, a world that will not be kind, captured here in 12 luminous narrative threads. Their lives tell a story of a mother's monumental courage and the journey of a nation. Oh, you know, Oprah does it to us every time, right? She gives us these gripping, searing, deeply emotional books. Why am I not surprised? I'm not surprised. So why did I say why am I not surprised? I don't know. The point is, I'm not surprised this was an Oprah's Book Club selection. The 12 Tribes of Hattie is one book that I'm looking forward to reading, and I hope I don't cry every time I see that beautiful name on the page. And the last book I hope to get my hands on in March is The House of Eve. This book, y'all, I keep hearing about it, and I'm late to the party, but I'm coming to that party in March. This is a daring and redemptive novel set in 1950s Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. that explores what it means to be a woman and a mother and how much one is willing to sacrifice to achieve her greatest goal. 1950s Philly, 15-year-old Ruby is on track to becoming the first in her family to attend college, in spite of having a mother more interested in keeping a man than raising a daughter. Well, but a taboo love affair threatens to pull her back down into the poverty and desperation that has been passed on to her like a birthright. Eleanor arrives in Washington, D.C. with ambition and secrets. When she meets the handsome William Pride at Howard University, they fall madly in love. But William hails from one of D.C.'s elite wealthy black families, and his parents don't let just anyone into their fold. Eleanor hopes that a baby will make her finally feel at home in the Williams family and grant her the life she's been searching for. But having a baby and fitting in is easier said than done. With their stories colliding in the most unexpected of ways, Ruby and Eleanor will both make decisions that shape the trajectory of their lives. Yes, yes, yes. I need me some historical fiction, and this book sounds like just the right one to dive in. Okay, that's all, folks. I hope you enjoyed learning about the books I plan to read this month. What books are on your radar for March? Please let me know by hopping in those comments and chatting it up with your girl. And also, feel free, hint, hint, to check out my translated fiction video. Are you reading any translated fiction books? Please let me know that as well. And until next time, happy reading. Bye.